Then we were talking about our Seminole container from Florida. You know the Seminole, super interesting tribe, you guys. They have a website. You can go to their website. They're still around, very populous tribe. They own all the Hard Rock cafes, so they're doing really well. And they call themselves the unconquered people. Unconquered people. Sounds so dramatic, but it's kind of true. First, the Spanish tried to beat them down, and they were like, Then the English, the British tried to beat them down, and they're like, I don't think so. Then the U.S. tried to move them to reservations, and they're like, ha ha, in your face. So they either fought them off or they'd hide out. They would either fight or they just like disappear into the swamps. I always picture the U.S. Army coming to get them with their guns, and like, you guys are coming with us to the reservation. Where'd they go? Almost nowhere. I always picture them in the swamp, like swamp ninjas, like, just their eyes shining. One of their women made this container, and we were making guesses as to what it would contain. You know what's cool, you guys? This was made around 1800, so over 200 years old. And for a while, in the early 1900s, it was in a museum. This is kind of weird. Look, the museum wrote the catalog number of this artifact just on the bottom in pen.
Me?
I know. Who does that? Like nowadays, you would never do that in a museum, would you? You don't work in a museum and get a mummy in. It comes in a big crate from Egypt. You're like, wow. You don't pull out a Sharpie and go, this is from Egypt. Write his name on his forehead, Imhotep. It'd be terrible. So that's a little kooky. When you pass it around, you can feel the inside. Just be extra gentle with the little basket, because after 200 years, baskets get really delicate. So you don't want to be putting any pressure on it because it might bend or even break. So be really careful to collapse. I think it would make a good water container. Someone had mentioned like pepper or salt. It does look kind of like it could be a spice holder, like a little shaker. What else could it hold? Question or idea?
For the babies, they would have baby powder, but they put their own type of medicine for babies.
Okay, maybe it's a medicine container or something for children. Go ahead. Maybe a food container. I think that's a good idea. This would keep bugs out, and it would keep the food dry, and it couldn't get all moldy because this might absorb some of the moisture, so that would work. Yeah.
It could, from what the little rocky thingy, it could have the stuff from that.
Yeah, like mashed stuff in there. Absolutely. You could crush things up and then you put it in there. Good idea, guys. Yes.
Garbage.
Yeah, maybe it's like shrapnel, right? Like you're doing something and the little shrapnel bits go in there and then you could toss them out. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, sweetie.
They could put food like they could put food that they're about to grind, but they want to like save it. Like you could put sugar canes in there, and then later you could open it back up and take the sugar canes out and start mashing them into delicious, beautiful.
Oh, so you're thinking that's a masher in there too, like a little mortar and pestle. That could totally work. Yes, sweetie.
Like if you need to go far from your tribe, you could like grind up nuts there, and you could use that to carry.
That's a good idea. She's saying it's a good portable container. I know you have more ideas, but we have to keep moving. I'm going to show you one more thing that was made by women of this tribe. Now, interestingly, we don't know the exact tribe. This is from here. These are from here in California. They're little trade beads from around the early 1800s. I actually got to dig these up at a site in outside of Auburn, California, and it's where a village used to be, and it was either abandoned or all the inhabitants passed away. So now the woman who owns the property, every time she does any gardening or digging, she finds artifacts. And she has jars full of these trade beads that she's found. So she let me do some digging, told me I could keep whatever I found. I was hoping I would get enough beads for a necklace, but after 6 hours, I was pretty tired, and all I had was